Sorry guys, I was gonna make a video a couple days ago, but I ended up getting sick and was down for 2 whole days. And don't bother with the whole get well soon because I'm already well, and apparently the whatever got me only lasted a day, so I got lucky. But I was down for only one day, and I'm already hearing strange, weird, exotic bullshit and weird things coming from a lot of people. I mean, first of all, the guy over at Atari, I don't get the Wii U. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guy who created Atari. Now, I know he helped create the 5600, I mean the 2600, which was a massive, massive success. But then he also ended up helping to create the 5200, which was a massive flop. In fact, just about every console after that was a massive flop. I know he was long gone when the Jaguar come, but I'm supposed to take advice guy from a guy about consoles who created a company that has excelled in creating more failed consoles than you can even hold a bag of shit in. Seriously. His company Atari is now owned by a French company because everything after the 2600 basically failed. I mean, every fucking console Atari made failed after the 2600. And yet I'm supposed to take advice from this guy who creates a company that failed that badly. And I was going to talk about this, but apparently there's all these talks about news press and saying we got to have these more anti-Nintendo articles coming out, and we got to push them and push them and push them because they get more reads. Well, in fact, what they seem to be doing is pushing Wii U sales up. If any of you have noticed that Wii U sales have been going through the roof. But one person was asking, like, how's the IGN ratings going? And no, I forget what video I saw it on, but they were like, well, IGN hasn't given out good reviews. You know what? Funny story about IGN. I mean, everybody knows this from Dr. Dre and all this other shit about IGN. The parent company that owns IGN is putting it up for auction, and nobody's buying it because IGN's such a failed company. It's mostly true. In fact, it's pretty much true, dead on. But there's more to it, and it has really nothing to do with IGN. It's more to do with the parent company and how deep shit they're in. You see, the parent company that owns IGN, and yes, I'm going to admit this right now real fast because I really don't like talking about politics, but I'm mostly pretty much a Democrat, or mainly an independent, and voted for Obama twice because the two guys competing against him was a joke. Very bad joke. Well, enough with the politics. But the company that owns them also owns Fox News, which we all know is a fair and balanced place. But it's all owned by this Australian guy named Rupert Murdoch. And Rupert Murdoch owns a whole bunch of. Well, he owns News Corp, and with News Corp, he owns a whole bunch of shit. Fox News, even Fox Entertainment itself. And he pretty much owns IGN. Or at least he used to. He doesn't really run them anymore, and there's a reason why. It seems that one of the smaller press companies in Britain kind of got a 10-year-old girl killed. Yeah. It was a massive scandal. It was pretty much all over the news, except Fox News, of course, and most of the other outlets that Rupert Murdoch owned, and pretty much asked for him to decline his seat and turn it down. And I think he pretty much did. And then IGN is now up for auction because they're planning on separating their entertainment from their news corporation. And pretty much, I think the being up there on the firing range is just IGN because it just doesn't match anything in their business plan. So bye bye IGN, bad piece of shit liars. Game Trailer, however, is owned by Viacom, which is Paramount. And right now, And I know it's saying the Avengers movies and all that. Well, they started the uphill thing on that, but that's mostly going to go all to Disney's. So, yeah, they're not going to get very much out of that anymore. Of course, the thing about IGN, and it doesn't really help, and when you're trying to put IGN up for auction, it doesn't help when Rupert Murdoch, the ex-owner, decides to get up and say anti-Semitic things against Jews. God damn that idiot. But I'll put a Wikipedia link that will hopefully have the entire information of the cell phone hacking and talk about the cell phone hacking mess. But it's a lengthy and quite a big read. What a fucking mess. And I'm not very satisfied with fucking game trailers anyways because they got that dumbass Michael Patcher on there. And there's a lot of main reasons why I hate Michael Patcher. I mean, it's mostly due to the fact that he makes a lot of money, and I'm not jealous or anything of that. It's just he makes all this money, and he has all these backings and financial people behind him, and yet this son of a bitch goes on Twitter and then deliberately tries to troll a bunch of Nintendo fanboys. Now, if Sony does come up with a better console than Nintendo Wii U and it sells better, I'll admit it. But even if I agree with Michael Patcher on this whole thing, I will still fucking hate that son of a bitch's guts. If I ever see him walk down the street, I will literally lift my foot and rack his balls. Even if I do agree with the dumb son of a bitch. Because I don't think it's appropriate for somebody who makes the type of money that he does to go on fucking Twitter and to decide to just troll people just for the fun of it and shits and giggles. Fuck you, Michael Patcher. Fuck you, and I hope to God you die a horrible death. I mean, he's like, picture a knight in your head, a whole bunch of knights. And they're all supposed to go out and defend the citizens, but one of them, with the name Michael Patcher, decides, I'm just going to draw my sword and just kill all the children because it's funny. And I'm going to own these kids. Why? I don't care if you agree with that son of a bitch or not, but that is not an appropriate type of business way you're supposed to be handling your kind of business when you're supposed a business professional like that. That is not professionalism in any kind of a fucking way. Man, son of a bitch is trying to act like Rush Limbaugh. And I don't care if Michael Patrick knows how I feel about him or not. He's not going to give a shit anyways. I don't get enough YouTube views in it to give a flying fuck whatsoever. And hell, I don't even care. But I just don't like him, and I despise the man. He makes a shitload of money, and yet he decides to go out and act like a 5-year-old on his Twitter account saying, "Oh, I'm gonna own all these little kids," when you're supposed to be giving them advices. Shut the fuck up, Patcher. Just shut the fuck up. And act like a professional. You're paid big money to act like a professional, and you're not acting like a professional. So shut the fuck up. Well, that's my little bit of rant. I'll just leave the YouTube link to the whole cell phone hacking thing so you can see what the parent company of IGN was up to and how far they stuck their own foots up their own asses. Well, they stuck it up their own mouths and then it just came sticking out their own asses. See ya.